What's up everyone, Lethal Concept here, and I've got asked on YouTube to actually showcase the exact build that I was using for my top 3 human Sentinel builds. So, my weapons are the Ushia and the Scorpion, and you can see that my recharge speed is fairly not effective. Now, there is another kind of weapon that you can use that's really great with the Sentinel, and that is the Particle Assault Weapon. The Particle Assault Weapon, you can see I have the mods equipped, which means I've used it before. But the Particle Assault Weapon requires you to actually use a disruptor ammo. It's the best priming weapon, and it pairs incredibly well with disruptor ammo. And so you kind of stick behind your barricade and then prime and then detonate with throw and energy drain, and it's really strong for creating tech combo fields at medium range and long range, and then you got barricade electrocuting enemies and creating tech fields on very close range enemies. But the other build is the Ushia with the Scorpion, and the Ushia functions as a pretty much hand cannon, the strongest hand cannon that you'll ever see, and it's still incredibly strong. It's still got utility with detonations and combos and that, but the utility is that you're not required to actually equip an ammo power, so there's also that. Now for consumables, because you're not actually using a particle assault weapon or a specifically weapon for priming, you can actually pick it's not an assault rifle amp, a pistol rail amp to amp up your damage. So I'll actually include the gameplay after this, so I'll actually just equip, like, let's say a gold weapon amp. Now you could use a power efficiency mod. That's the other one I would recommend. If you're not going to have power efficiency, as you can see here, I've got only a very few left. You could also use the shield ones, and shields are obviously the only defensive booster out there right now. So let's equip a recharge speed of 30. We've got 4 of these, so we'll equip that. Now for skills, I have throw as 1. Barricade, I got duration, weapon feedback, and electric defense. Duration is incredible. It's 35, but I prefer the duration of a power cell. It's personal preference, this one. For rank 5, I choose weapon feedback. Now, if you wanted to go for power damage, you choose power feedback here, and you'd also choose power augmentation and power specialist. But if you're going for something with a heavy damage weapon, like the Ushia, you want to go weapon feedback and all the weapon upgrades in weapon training. So that's why I went with weapon feedback to maximize the amount of damage with the Ushia, and using detonations and combos more for their utility, their stunning. However, if I was using the particle assault weapon, I would actually go for power feedback, because you'll be detonating a lot more than you would be with the Ushia. Electric defense, obviously, incredibly strong, stops anything rushing at you like dogs. Also allows you to detonate combos from close range without using your energy drain. That's upgraded to prime, so you can detonate stuff that charges at you. Also stops things from the grapple enemies from grappling you. It's great. So energy drain, I have recharge speed to use this as much as possible. So if you see here, the recharge time is 9 seconds, and the recharge on throw is 8, and it pairs well, so you'll have throw whenever energy drain is up, so you can just use that for combos pretty much. Extended drain, obviously, to prime targets as well, and team drain for utility, to just give shields for allies, because allies may not be as tanky as you, because you got energy drain, barricade to defense, for defense against charging enemies or melee enemies, and tech armor for long range shots that hit you. Now for weapon training, I have weapon training, ammo and targeting, and weapon specialist. I talked about this before. That's for the Ushia. For tech armor, I go for all the protection, and I also have shield feedback over reactive armor. Now, because BioWare's sticky descriptions, I've actually went for shield feedback, because what I think is the shield regeneration after being hit, the plus 50%, should apply to extended drain. I'm not sure if it does. It's very hard to tell, but that's basically what I have. So that's a really quick rundown. Oh yes, and also the equipment. Sorry for skipping that. I do have the engineering kit. You can use the pistol, but because 30% is a larger increase over 10%, and that's just the reason why I have it. I will say though that if an equipment comes out that gives at least 20% shields, I'll definitely run that. It just boosts, you get more bang for your buck from your tech armor. So let's jump into a gold match, and I'll do some really I think my commentary isn't that good, so I'm going to say really shoddy commentary. Mic it actually flashed on, so they could actually hear me. What you do is actually unplug and replug in your mic, and that will actually kind of break the connection for your mic onto lobbies. Unfortunately, I'm not loading in as fast, so I think this will be a very laggy kind of a group for me to join in, which is why I'm not actually playing. See how I'm not loading in, but I can actually see stuff pretty fast here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to cut the video here, and I'll just wait until I find an actual match, and I will see you guys then. And we're back, and I finally found a gold that I don't think is laggy. So as we see here, I can see here's a Vanguard with a Hesh and a Vanquisher, so he can play any range, so I don't actually have to stick with him. I don't know if I click ready start. Anyways, this will be a bit of a commentary, I guess. So here you have the usual equip. Now it actually does matter which weapon you have equipped first. That's the weapon that you will actually start holding when you first start. So this means that you don't have to waste that little bit of extra time switching weapons, and you can set up faster. And with the Sentinel, you actually do kind of want to set up in specific spots. Now this map is a bit harder because enemies can actually jump on top of those buildings. If you see that, I can't show you the mouse, can I? Yes, I can. I can do it if I up there. So they can actually, if you're in there, they can, or you run across here, they can actually jump up. They won't usually, but if you jump up and then run towards down here, they can actually jump up and circumnavigate the kind of cover that you would normally use. So here I start with the usual, and I can just instantly start. Let me just give me a second, guys. There we go. Just start running without having to switch weapons, and you can't switch weapons when you're running, so that's the reason why it might take a while. So what I actually want to do is I actually want to start here. This allows me to snipe enemies here. If I put a barricade here, it'll stop enemies from charging me, so it's a very nice position. Oh, we are going up against Ket now. That should stun that group there. And I know, see how useful that stunned all three of them. I thought this guy would die. See how useful barricade is? It stuns all three of those wraiths, and we didn't get, none of us got charged. That's amazing value. Now, you don't always have to charge in. As you can see, I'm using energy drain with throw to actually, and if it's one enemy, you can actually throw it and keep energy drain. This will mean that whenever your shields get low, you have energy drain for recharging your shield instead of using a combo. Now here I'm actually just gonna set this up here. I'll let him deal with that, and because I don't want to go right next to him, I'm actually going to opposite combo him. That will set a field there. I'm lagging a bit, which hopefully won't show too much. Let me just close some external programs. Or is it some people that loading in? But yeah, as I was saying, it's good to set combo fields on areas where enemies are most likely going to run through. So we know this area is a bit here, and well, by that I mean that area's got a tech field there, and we can run around and see if there's anyone flanking us. Now it does seem a bit laggy, so what we want to do is, what I actually did there is, even though it was one enemy, I actually opted to energy drain, and the reason is because we took team drain. Now we know that our Vanguard, let's say his charge was off cooldown and he took that amount of bullets. He might have had no shields or half shields, and then using energy drain will provide him with shields so he can actually go in and melee. So you want to keep all that in mind. Now it's a lot of things to think about, but it's very, you'll be very helpful for your team if you think about it. So here I actually want to tech combo the Anointed, but I miss, unfortunately, because of stealth. We hate that stealth mechanic so much, but it's fun. It's up again because of our recharge speed. Now I want to get rid of this guy so our teammates can get rid of him. And because throw was on cooldown, I should have waited for it, but I opted to use energy drain instead to create the tech field. Now when enemies get stunned from the barricade, they actually, see how he got thrown from the detonation? When enemies get stunned from the barricade, they just get stunned, they don't get thrown. Like he's stunned, and he'll then recover, and then if you use use a combo, he will actually get thrown. So I actually want to get that tech combo out as fast as possible to actually maximize the amount of CC the target has. I didn't want that guy to recover, it's pretty much what I want to say. Now here, I can hear stuff behind us. What I actually do is put a field here, which looks like it doesn't matter. I know he used charge, so that's why I opted to energy drain into my field. I mean, energy drain into my throw. Sorry, it's my commentary is bad, guys. You'll have to make do. Definitely use.
I hear ya.
Definitely use barricade whenever you can. See how the stun's so useful. Pretty much none of them got grappled by any of the doggies, and there were like 3 of them. There were almost 4 of them even. So you can see how barricade with electric defense is really great. Now there is kind of a protocol that I do try and follow when comboing with my barricade, and that is if an enemy is moving rather slow. Ooh, do you see that frame rate? That is disgusting. What's happening? Oh, that's right, my flux. I actually have a program that turns my monitor. I can hear it ascend in this story. Turns my monitor.
Stay put.
Like here I use throw, and the reason is that I'll use throw for slow moving targets because it's not lock on. And I'll use energy drain because it's instant, is what I should say. See how that's instant? Oh, I missed it. I wanted to actually hit the send it, but here I'll actually and then start here. And I don't want to move in that direction because of that. So what I'm actually going to do is move down here. Play a bit more smarter. There's so many enemies, especially with that anointed that's firing from cover from such a long range. I don't want to go through there. Now, as I was saying earlier, there's a protocol, or there's a protocol that I try to follow when using when using my detonation, and that is if an enemy comes in my barricade range, I would normally try and detonate with throw, and that's because obviously Adrian has the utility of actually restoring my shield. But throw is just a detonator. There's some lag where he kind of teleports to the stage. Now, if my ally wasn't there, I would have killed him because he can't hit through allies. That's one of the frustrating stuff in this game. So I really don't want to. Damn, I missed the target. So I really didn't want to die. I don't really want that guy to be able to shoot my teammates because he does a lot of damage. I don't want him to do a lot of damage. I see that grenade behind, so what I'm going to do is...
I hear ya.
And I'm using energy drain obviously to get my shields up. As I said, you want to get it. You want to save energy drain or use it when your shields are low. And because I have my barricade again, I'm actually going to swap here because I can see that there's an anointed there. I'm also getting shot from this side, so I opt to use my energy drain combo instead of my throw combo. You can also turn while you're reviving, so that's really good for reviving a scene where enemies are. Now here, my throw was on cooldown, so I opted to use barricade to get cover beforehand. It's not the most optimal use of cover for barricade, but it's what it is. I'm actually going to opt to use my bullet pack, which refills my ammo because you can really use help down here. And that is really close. I thought that guy would be dead by now, but apparently not. Let's see if we can kind of get down some help from that guy. And that's a very great positioning for a barricade.
I hear ya.
Is anyone caught in that? Oh no, can I?
Shield down.
Heal, and I think I might have saved one of them. I'm not sure. It's very hard to tell. Is that Ascender not dead? What? Oh, I might go down here. Oh, yeah, I went down. If you saw my targeting for energy drain, mistargeted is what I should say. The guy went out of my direction, and unfortunately, I couldn't get the target. See how? Nice. And then barricade stuns everything. Get that field off. Get that field off here, and then run the hell away. I've got no barricades left, so that's the reason why I'm running away. This guy has no idea where he's going, but And the good thing about the Yusha is it's strong at close range and it's very strong at medium range. Now I can see this guy has shields, so he won't be affected by throw. So what you want to do is combo, and then you want to keep in mind that you're still seeing shots here. So I'm actually going to flop out his barricade here, which should stun that guy there and stun the guy that was charging me. And obviously his throw, because that guy is as maneuverable, as dodgy as some classes are, like the sharpshooters. Oh boy, and the raiders, they like to dodge so much. And I can hear a bit of raid somewhere around me. Yeah, I'm gonna just not bother using my barricade this time.
Just sit.
So my shields are low. And unfortunately, oh wow, okay, so unfortunately, we actually didn't get it. That was my fault. That was 100% my fault. I got distracted by the commentary, so I'm sorry about that, but, you know, it's a learning experience, and this video will be longer because I actually want to win one, so, you know, I'll actually play another one, I guess. So what that means is this game will be a bit longer now. Obviously, that was a very bad showcase. Only wave 3. But we had a Turian agent with nothing. Anyways, I'll actually include this part of the video with the build guide, and then I'll actually upload another part which actually shows a full gold match, so you can actually understand a bit better about what to do. So until then, I'll stop the video here, and I'll upload another video of gameplay for a full gold game. And thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you next time.